Alright, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to talk about chain rule, product rule, just to make sure we're good. So first up, given, let's stick a fresh one up here. Let's say I had x to the sixth, and that was my function. If I want to take the derivative of that, I would say f prime of x would be 6x to the fifth. All you do is you take the power, stick it out front, and you make the power drop by 1. We're going to apply the idea here. So this first one is our function. The derivative would be 5 times, let's see, what is left? 3x minus 5. Now to the fourth, I drop the power 1. And then the next piece is we need to take the derivative of the inside. This is referred to as the chain rule. You keep going inside. So the derivative of the inside is 3, because the derivative of 3x is 3. And then minus, what's the derivative of 5? 0. Slope of 5 is 0. And so I could simplify this to 15 times 3x minus 5 to the fourth. Another one over here. So let's do this one. So we've got the square root. Well, anytime you have square roots, you got to deal with the square root first. So first up, we're going to change the square root to the power of 1/2. That's our first job. Inside, still the same, unchanged. So now, when we take the derivative of that, so this is my function, and when I take the derivative, I get 1/2. Stuff inside still. Well, what happens if I subtract 1 from 1/2? I get negative 1/2, and my inside still looks the same. And what's the derivative of the inside? Well, the derivative of the inside is 0 minus 25. 0 because the derivative of 5 is 0, and the derivative of 25x is 25, but I got a minus sign there. So f prime of x equals negative 25 halves outside of 5 minus 25x to the negative 1/2. Now, a lot of times if it was a multiple choice problem, you wouldn't see it written like that. So instead what you'd see is negative 25 all over 2. You see the 25 over 2 there. And then, well, to the negative 1/2, negative means on the bottom. And so 1/2 means the square root. So the square root of 5 minus 25x. These are the more complicated ones. Now we're going to go into the big leagues. So first up, when we're dealing with these trig guys, I'm going to call this y. Okay, we're going to rewrite y. And this is something that I would do anytime I'm faced with a trig one. So first thing is I'm going to deal with that power. So I'm going to turn this into the fourth, and then my function is cosine, and then my inside terms is 5x minus 1. Okay, see where we're starting. I just took this power 4 and just moved it outside of everything. Alright, so now when I take the derivative, I get y prime. Well, first thing I deal with is the power. My power comes out front, and what does my power drop? It drops 1. Well, the inside stuff remains untouched. And so I got 5x minus 1 still. Untouched. Now I take the derivative of the inside. What's the derivative of cosine? Derivative of cosine is negative sine. Derivative of negative sine, and I still have my inside terms. I've now dealt with the cosine. I've dealt with the blue. Now I keep going in, just like it was an onion, and as I get all the way in, what's the derivative of my thing on the very farthest inside? It's 5. So now y prime is, I'm going to deal with my coefficients first. So 20 times negative 1 is negative 20. I have sine of 5x minus 1, and then I have cosine of 5x minus 1 to the third. And a shorthand that we use to write to the third is we put the 3 right after the cosine. There you go. Thanks for tuning in.